Okay, so this is like the first video I've ever done, and I have several very good friends on Facebook and other social media websites, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. Several single mothers who are stuck in a bad position because, boyfriend's all excited, oh, I'm gonna be for my child what my daddy wasn't for me. I'm gonna always be there for my child, no matter what. And then the child gets here and it's like they forget all of that. They forget the commitment that they had. They forget the love that they had. And all of a sudden it's, oh, well, I'm young. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be burdened with a child. Newsflash for you guys. It's a little too late for that. Children are innocent. They don't ask to be brought into this world. It's through the careless sexual acts of mom and dad that children come into this world, unless there's parents who are actually trying to have children. So children should not be brought into the world unless parents are ready for them, and they shouldn't have to suffer because of ignorance. Girls, when you're looking for a guy and you're dating a guy and stuff becomes serious and you say, maybe I want to get married to this guy. Maybe I want to have children with this guy. I challenge you to do one thing. Look at their father. If the father's an alcoholic, a dopehead, been married and divorced 15 times, has kids by 7 different women, I can assure you there's almost a 99.999% chance that their son that you're dating is going to end up being the exact same way. That's not always the case, of course. There are some guys that acknowledge the wrong that their fathers have done, and they overcome that wrong, and they better themselves, and they go on and become very great, people of society that actually raise their children and do what they're supposed to do and play that fatherly role. But yet there's always that chance that they won't. And it's too late to wonder whether or not the man that you're picking is going to be which or the other when you're pregnant. It's too late. If a man doesn't get a job and hold you down and hold your child down, there's your first clue. And it's already too late, right? Because child's here. Always remember, when you're searching for a soulmate, whether male or female, look to their mom, look to their father. There's always, inevitably, without a shadow of a doubt, a 99.999% accuracy from looking at their mom and dad as to what you're going to end up with. Not always the case. Not always the case. You have to determine within your heart and in your mind and your soul, is this person worth taking this chance with? Because we're all damaged in some way, right? I mean, none of us are perfect. We're all damaged in some way. But I'm so tired of seeing innocent children brought into this world through no fault of their own, and they're raised either without a mom or they're raised without a dad, and then we wonder what's wrong with our society. We wonder, where has society failed? Well, society hasn't failed us. Parents are failing us. You can't bring a child into a world filled with hell and hate and not be a support system for that child. And no, sending a $200 check a week is not a support system. Being an active part of that child's life is being a real, true support system. When a child has a question, he should be able to go to his mother or his father or her mother or her father and talk to them. It should not have to be on a telephone. If children can't go to their parents and get advice, they're going to go get advice from somebody else. And I can almost guarantee you with certainty, because I've raised probably 15 kids in my lifetime. As a 45-year-old gay man, I have raised 15 kids in my lifetime. The last 2 I raised just left my life. One is 24 years old, one is 21 years old. I raised them both from the time they were 6 months old and a year and a half old. I held them when they colicked, I held them when they cut teeth, everything. Children have to have responsible adults in their lives. And it's too late to decide whether someone's responsible once you're pregnant. Stop letting these worthless ass men come into your life and not only destroy your lives, but destroy your children's lives. At some point in time, you women have to start saying, you know what, I'm better than this. I'm not going to allow someone to come in my life and play daddy, play husband, but doesn't want to step up to the role and be husband or daddy. And until you put a stop to it, it's going to keep happening over and over and over and over. And the same vicious cycle is going to continue with your children, because your children will grow up without two parents. It tells them their entire life it's okay for me to have children without having two parents in their life. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on, and it never seems to stop. Stop falling in love with an image of people. I don't care who you fall in love with and how old you are. If you love a person and you have intentions of being with a person for a while, that image is going to fade over time. People are going to get fatter. People are going to get skinnier. People are going to get bags under their eyes. They're going to wrinkle. Her tits are going to droop. His nuts are going to droop. Everything about you is going to get older as you get older. That youthful look will be gone. The smile lines will be there. I'll guarantee it. Stop falling in love with an image and fall in love with the person that you say you love. You're vain. But yet who pays the ultimate price? Your children. Stop it. Stop it. Hold men accountable. If you can't look at a man and see his father has been with his mother for 25 and 30 years, he's holding down a job, he's holding down a house, he's doing his fatherly job, 99.99% chance that he is going to do the same thing as his father. And for you guys, it goes the same way. Look at a girl's mother. You think you found wifey material? Look at her mother. If her mother isn't a good mother who's been there since jump, not out of 3 or 4 marriages, kids by 5 different baby daddy, then chances are you found a girl that's going to end up being the exact same way as her mom. Not always, just like with guys, not always. But there's a 99.99% chance she will. And we keep asking ourselves why we keep having these children brought into the world and they're raised by one parent. The other parent's never there. And the child ultimately grows up either hating one parent or hating both, because they're so damn confused, because mom trash talks daddy, daddy trash talks mom, and nobody does anything to fix anything. And then we wonder why we have 12-year-old kids out on the streets having babies. We wonder why we have children who are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 still at home with mom and dad. Because we haven't taught our children to be mature adults. We're letting the damn world raise our children. And then we wonder what the hell is wrong with them. We wonder why they don't have morals. I'm 45 and slept with 3 people in my entire damn life. Most kids today at 20 have already slept with more people than I have, and I'm a 45-year-old man. And then we wonder what's wrong with society. We wonder what the hell is wrong with society. There's no wonder in my mind at all what is wrong with society. We, as the people, have created the society that we live in, and then we want to complain about it. We want to bitch about it. Stop letting worthless men come in your life and get you pregnant only to walk out on you and your child when you had all the evidence you needed right from the start as to what type of man you were with. And chances are real good the replacement that you're going to look for is going to be the same way. Because you're not holding yourself to standards. It's not just about you anymore. It's about your kid or your children. If a man is not holding down a job and he can't take care of you and he can't take care of a kid, you have no business being with that man if you're wanting something serious, and especially if you're wanting children. Because I can promise you, you're only going to be disappointed when it's over, said and done with. You're going to be sitting in your room crying, wondering, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Well, you can't use that excuse anymore. You can never use that excuse again if this falls on your ears. I have predicted people's shit with pinpoint accuracy for years. Knowing what life is about is not a damn rocket science. It's about using common damn sense. Common sense. And yet everybody in this world is literally crazy. Because the very definition of crazy is to do the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. The whole damn society of America needs to be medicated, I guess. Stop being second class to a damn man. Stop it. I don't care how good you are to a man. You can buy him every fucking thing he wants. You can give him everything he wants. You can serve him his meal while he sits on his ass. You can serve him his drinks while he sits on his ass. You can clean around him all day, every day. You can do his laundry. You can be the breadwinner. None of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters. What matters is, where did this man come from? What visions does this man have for a future? What goals does he have for a future? Because if he doesn't have visions and he doesn't have goals and he's not working with you every day to ascertain those goals, and he come from a broken home with a broken father that was never there, there's nothing you can do to fix the problem. Only that individual can fix themselves. Stop lowering your standards for your children's sake. Stop it. I give a big shout out to all you single mothers. Because a lot of dads create kids and just walk away. They don't know what it's like to sit up with a child all night long while it colics. They don't know what it's like to sit with a child as it cries all day and all night because it's cutting teeth. They don't know what it's like to have a child that has diaper rash that just screams to the top of their lungs 24 hours a day until it's gone. They don't know what it's like to have to go to family members and say, hey, I need $20. The baby needs diapers, or the baby needs formula. See, there's this big misconception out there that just because a girl doesn't have any fucking money, that the state will automatically give her everything she needs. That's not true. And sometimes what they get is not enough. I'm tired of seeing mothers sit there and cry because they don't have the money to put diapers on their children, or they don't have money for teething medication when their child is crying. But you got to stop this. The power to stop it is in your hands. When you decide to date a man, start talking marriage to a man, look at that man's father. It will tell you everything you need to know about that man. Is it 100% accurate? Absolutely not. I've seen guys raised in some of the best homes you've ever seen in your life, and they're absolute fucking cokeheads. And they wouldn't take care of a woman or a kid if their life depended on it, because hell, they can't take care of themselves. But those are the exceptions, not the rule. The rule is, if a man comes from a broken home, there is a 99.99% chance he is going to be a broken man trying to live a unbroken man's life, but he will cave under the pressure every time. Broken men cannot handle pressure. Broken women cannot handle pressure. Stop bringing innocent children into this world, guys, that you have no intentions of taking care of. And women, stop allowing such shit to happen. And when he keeps stepping, the next guy that wants to step into your life, stop and ask yourself a question. No more excuses. When the replacement for him comes, insist on meeting his father. Insist on it. Don't ask, insist on it. And if that father doesn't tell you, I'm going to have a man that has a job, I'm going to have a man that takes care of business, I'm going to have a man that's going to be here, that's going to take care of his children, keep stepping. Because your child is better off alone than having a continuous flow of guys coming in and out of the house, getting attached to them, that has no intentions of sticking around and being there for them in the long haul. See, the adverse effects of this just keep going and going and going and going. And one of the saddest effects is, one of the absolute saddest effects is they will grow up and they will do their children the exact same way, unless by some miracle of God, something opens their eyes and they change. They will grow up and do the exact same thing to their children. Remember, life is not hard to figure out. All you gotta do is shut your mouth and listen and watch. Life will teach you everything you need to know if you'll just shut your mouth and listen instead of talking. I've always amazed people with my ability to say, don't do that. Don't do it. Tell them exactly what's going to happen. And how many times has someone come back to me and said, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened. Oh yeah, I'll believe what happened. How did you know that? How did you guess that? How did you think that? How did you feel that? Because I learned to shut up and listen. Ladies, listen. If you've got a deadbeat dad in your life, you chose a deadbeat. You made a mistake. That's okay. Don't make this child suffer by saying, oh, I've got to keep this man around because this is baby daddy. You will not change a grown man. You will not change a grown man. I hear so many men say, oh, you can't turn a whore into a housewife. You can't turn a boy into a man either. You can't turn a boy into a man either. And a boy does not become a man just because he has a child. Okay? A 12-year-old can go dick an 18-year-old and create a child. You think a 12-year-old's gonna grow up and be an adult just because he had a child? Hell no. Stop lying to yourself, telling yourself, I can make him better. I can love him through this. Look at these men's father. And remember, 99.999% accuracy as to who you're getting involved with. 99.99. That's the rule. The exception is there are some guys out there who can make an absolute change in their lives because they want it bad enough, right? Anybody wants something bad enough, he or she can do it. But remember, look at the man's father that's in your life. 99.99. The very man you're looking at is going to be the very man you're looking at 20, 30, and 40 years from now. And if you can't live with that, and your child can't live with that, then you're with the wrong guy. You're looking at the wrong guy. Hold your head up, single mothers. The right guy's going to come along for you. I believe that. I believe that everybody in this world has that right person that will come along for them. All you got to do is just set your standards to where they want to be. When you set your standards to where they want to be and you stop accepting whatever comes along and you stop believing everything that comes along and you say, nope, from this day forward, it's going to only be this way. I promise you, you weed out the trash before it ever makes it to the door. I'm going to say goodbye for now. But this will not be my last video because I think there's a lot of things that people need to hear. I think there's a lot of things that people need to hear that people are scared to say. This little PSA is very important. When you're looking for a soulmate, someone that you actually love, someone that you want to spend years with, not days, not months, look at their father. And when you look at their father, if you can't say, that's the type of man I want to be with 20, 30 years from now, then keep looking. Until next time, so long. Have a good night.